What's going on, community? Down here at the JW Marriott, checking out the PulseChain Tour. Brian, appreciate the new hat. Just went and picked it up. If you guys haven't seen it, naturally, man, Brian does the coolest stuff in the community, man. Just can't get that guy a big enough shout out. I got a chance to shake his hand, show him a little love in Florida at the premier event. So guys, make sure y'all let everyone know how much the community is amazing. Speaking of community, man, so gonna touch on obviously the PulseChain Tour, a little macro, and then obviously RH's last event, and what an event it's been. So these guys have done an amazing job out here. SJ, RG3, we had KG, we had Crypto Heartbeat come out here and speak and talk about how fixing money is so important to fixing the world, and just really showing like how vibrant an ecosystem we have out here. We got DJ, we got his PulseX vehicle out here, we got the bus down here a little farther, kind of hidden. It's been something really, really special. So I always champion, for people to go out and spend some time in the community, see what we have going on. It's so different when you get a chance to see these guys in person. So, inside of the PulseChain space, obviously I just dropped a interview that I did with CC. We go over a lot of the cool stuff that we're working on, some interesting things behind the scenes with Fetch and LL. The previous video he put out an update on, us squashing bugs and getting everything centered and taken care of inside of the Fetch protocol. So we're getting closer and closer on that as well. We'll have more details over these next couple weeks. The chain is looking strong. We're seeing a couple of big things in macro. We're getting closer to ETFs, all these macro events, closer to happenings. We're starting to see more and more bullishness across the ecosystem as a whole. We're seeing pumps here and there, pushing Bitcoin through 35K, and then the two biggest ones I think that we've seen here recently was, obviously SBF. He got found guilty on every single charge, all of them. Now, there's a lot of interesting things that went on there. One, it was an extremely fast trial. It was fast-tracked, assuming that they would win. The arguments that were placed were, let's call them lackluster. It was pretty interesting to see how they handled those things. The more connected, more personalized you are with some of the legal system here and how things move, the more some of these outlier kind of things stand out to you. But it looks like he's going to be between like 50 and 53 points, and the federal sentencing guidelines actually stop at 43 points. So it is well into that life sentence range. It's going to be a big deal. We'll see what final comes out of there. I still think that we might see a bit of a curveball with him playing ball somewhere, offering some kind of amnesty between where he's either locked up or how he goes about kind of serving out that time there. So I still think there's a little more going on with what we see with SBF and the FTX saga there, but it is not it is not lacking comedy for sure, especially if you went through and read some of the testimony and some of the things that were out there. It was a lot going on, very, very comical. The other big one is we got an RH sighting. How insane. Well, maybe not sighting, audio.
Hello everybody, Richard Hart here. I hope you heard about Sam Bankman-Fried's trial.
So he originally dropped it on Hex News. He ended up posting it on Twitter, but there's a 43 minute, monologue of him speaking mostly on legislation, talking about how well certain things have done, feeling a little vindicated, over talking about Mashinsky and talking about SBF and the rest of these guys. And, these are people that were very critical. They've been very critical of RH. They've been critical of all of us as a community. They've been critical of the things that have been built, the things that, RH championed, and the ecosystem as a whole. So to see all these guys behind bars and the rest of us are ending stakes and building cool things and participating in an ecosystem that really champions our ideals, it means something. It's not a small thing. I'm very, very proud of RH. I'm very proud of a lot of the guys that have done some of the tour things here, guys and girls. I'm just proud. I genuinely am proud of a lot of things that have gone on here. We got to stop yelling at each other, but there's a lot to be done. There's a lot more going on, and it's a very, very productive and beautiful time to be a part of crypto. So make sure you guys check that stuff out. Check out the last couple videos that I dropped with CC. I think they're really, really valuable, and keep it up, community. We're building cool stuff. We're making a difference. These guys here at the PulseChain Tour did a lot, so don't think about what you can do for PulseChain. Think about what you can do for crypto as a whole, guys. We're all in this stuff together. I'll talk to y'all next week.